Welcome to another episode of Sports and Discourse with your host, Derek Stevenson. And I got to start off by congratulating my boys on a nice team win. Yeah, Joseph, what's up, man? I was happy with the win as well, man. And you know what, the one of the things that I was the most impressed with is that they didn't really necessarily force feed everything to Sheway. And Sheway actually still ended up having a decent game. Let me see exactly what he had real quick. I think what they say he had 16 and 13. Let me check. He had 15 and 13. So they didn't really actually feed him, like force feed him the ball. But he was efficient, man. He shot 70%. So he was very effective with his limited touches because he only took 10 field goals, which was lovely. And believe it or not, man, I was actually impressed with Severe tonight, man. Yeah, CJ looked like he was coming back around, man. Let me see what he ended up having. He ended up having 10 points. He was 2 for 5 from 3, but he shot 50% overall. I think he probably still dealing with a little bit with his hand, but I think he's right on the cuffs of really becoming what we all expected from him. I think a couple more games and he gonna be all the way back. But the thing that I liked about him the most tonight was he was playmaking. And you know, earlier in the season, he looked like he was scared to dribble the ball. He looked like he really didn't know what he was doing. It was like he was playing hot potato. Like as soon as he got the ball, he was just ready to get it out of his hands. Like he didn't know what to do. So tonight, it looks more and more like he's learning to get his feel back for the game. Like he knows they running at him. He's making some little head fakes, taking a couple dribbles. He's dishing, you know what I'm saying? He had 5 assists. He was making some nice plays, man. I really appreciate the way he was playing the game. Reeves actually was shooting the ball real good tonight. And I think them two could be the keys. Right, we are. It seems like we back. We won 4 in a row. Now, I ain't going to lie, Vanderbilt's probably not the greatest team, but I was still excited to see them pretty much step on Vandy's neck, right? Sign of a good team is you put away the weak competition. And that's definitely what they did tonight. And I like to see them build the win streaks. Now that I done seen them win 4 in a row, I feel comfortable that they can make a run in March, right? So that definitely, I don't know why my chat's not showing up. That's weird. Let me see if I can fix that real quick. But there we go. It's kind of off center too a little bit, but oh well, that's the best. That's the best we're gonna do right now. Yeah, bring on Bama. I think Bama definitely is the toughest competition. But I think now we could. I think we got more confidence. We kind of figured out how to play our game a little bit better. So I definitely think we can definitely give Bama a better run. Yeah, I was about to start talking about Severe. I feel like Severe played one of the best games that I've seen him play in a while. He didn't really make too many mistakes. When he did make his plays, he made the right reads. Like, he actually looked like a real point guard tonight. Like, he looked like he was feeling the game. You know, he wasn't trying too hard. He wasn't. I know he had a couple of moments, like when he got ripped at half court, but he ended up making a nice play right after that. So I feel like Severe is getting more comfortable with his role. Kansas is definitely Kansas is going the other way. Kansas is actually doing what we did last year. You remember last year, you know, we had our moments where we was looking good in the first half of the season, and then everything just went south for us. And we started looking worse and worse, and it ended up leading to the whole St. Peter's deal or whatever. And I think Kansas is going through that now. Kansas was looking crazy good. And, now they just starting to look super vulnerable against everybody. But I think we can beat Kansas, though. I mean, I don't know if we can beat them like we did last year, but I definitely think we can get them, though. Yeah, I definitely think this weekend is gonna be crazy important. But I knew the month of January was gonna be tough for us. I I had to wait to see how we fared getting through this month. I think it's gonna get a little bit easier until we get into tourney time after this. But I feel like they definitely in the right direction now. I feel like people is comfortable. People know what they supposed to be doing. And like I said, they wasn't force feeding Oscar Sheway and doing that old predictable basketball. They was making it to where you had to watch everybody on the court. Toppin was getting involved, making some plays. And the thing that I like about Toppin, when Toppin gets a rebound and he starts the fast break, man, that makes Toppin so valuable to us, because if you got him out there and he got Case and Wallace on one side, he got Reeves on one side, he got Frederick on another side, that's the guy that I want to run the fast break, because now he got so many options of who he can pass to, and him getting one of them boys a good look, that's going to be a key element to us being able to be successful in transition. So I love when I see Toppin get the rebound and just shoot up the court and make a play. Yeah, man. I definitely I think a win in Rupp against Kansas would be nice for us. Cause we still, I don't know exactly where they got us right now. I mean, we not ranked right now. Surely if we beat Kansas, there's no way they could keep us out the top 25. But I do think we need another quality win, right? We can't just hang everything on Tennessee win. Tennessee win was a great win, but we need to put one or two more on there. So if we could get Kansas, even though Kansas is falling off, Kansas is still going to end the season ranked in the top 25. So I definitely think it would be great. Yeah, Tyler Eulis, man, we can't really sleep on how important he might be behind the scenes. I feel like Tyler Eulis is one of the best floor generals, and he has one of the highest basketball IQs of anybody that I've seen at Kentucky. And let me see, when did I really start watching Kentucky? I'll say I really started watching college basketball probably right at the end of like the Mashburn era. And I would still say that Eulis is one of the smartest ball players that I've seen. So hopefully he's able to teach some of these guys, and most importantly, I hope that he's actually been really helpful to Severe, right? Because Tyler Eulis, the thing that I loved about Tyler Eulis is he was good playing at different speeds of the game. Like he could push the ball and play well playing fast, but then he could slow the ball down and be super methodical with his movements and be just as effective. So Tyler Eulis had some really good change of pace, man. So I'm really glad to see. I wanted Rondo to be like a coach at Kentucky, but if I couldn't have Rondo, then Eulis is the perfect guy, because I feel like they both kind of have the same level of IQ as a point guard. You know what I'm saying? So I think it's been I love Chin Coleman too, man. Chin Coleman kind of reminds me of, like, I think he has the relationship with the players that Kenny Payne used to have, right? Because if you listen to a whole lot of the older players, they'll tell you they loved Kenny Payne, and they still have a good relationship with him to this day. And that's probably because, Calipari is, He's probably doing a whole lot of things, putting game plans together and doing all kinds of other stuff. So the guys that, the assistant coaches is usually probably the ones that spend the most time with the players, like the personal workouts and the different lessons and stuff for the players. So I definitely, right, yeah. Rondo definitely is a mess. But I was just thinking that, just as far as if Rondo could keep himself out of, Rondo do be having some issues, I ain't gonna lie. But if Rondo was able to keep himself in check, I thought he would be a good candidate to be a assistant coach. But yeah, but I love the relationship that Chin has with the players, and he definitely seems like he's one of those guys that could get them fired up. And like when I watched that documentary that they did after the South Carolina game and the Tennessee game, that the way Chin was talking to them, man, that might have had a lot to do with them actually, like, showing some heart now. It's hard to play at Kentucky, man. Kentucky is pretty much like an NBA farm system, if you will, because everything that you're going to deal with in the NBA, whether it be scrutiny from the media, attention, all different, aspects of that, you get that at Kentucky. Like, this ain't one of those schools where you can just come here, fly under the radar, play basketball, and be left alone. Like, when you playing bad, the fans are going to tell you that you are playing like trash. When you playing well, they're going to lift you up. And you just got to be prepared, man. You have to be locked in. You got to be all the way locked in when you play here. And right now, it seems like the players are locked in. Like, at first, it seemed like they had a lot of distractions. They was paying too much attention to social media and what the fans were saying. And now it just seems like they have this togetherness about them that they haven't had all season. Like, it feels like they love each other and they playing for each other. You don't really see like anybody that looks like they being selfish. Everybody looks like they moving the ball, like they trying to get everybody involved. A lot of different players are getting shots. People are just, it seems like everybody knows what their role is, and it just seems like everything is working. People is diving on the floor. People's playing hard on defense. Yeah, I love Toppin. The way Toppin played tonight was crazy good. Reeves and CJ, man, they yeah, we do got to get Livingston going though. The thing about Livingston is I still kind of feel like Livingston is playing a little bit out of position. Livingston is capable of shooting the three and hitting a few here and there, but I think Livingston would be better if he was playing Toppin's position. But obviously, if you're going to have Sheedway out there, you're going to have Toppin, then you got to put Livingston on the perimeter. But I feel like Livingston would thrive a little more if he played a little bit closer to the basket. He's strong, but ball handling is not his greatest asset. So I feel like sometimes he has to do too much ball handling to get to his spot. And if he played a little bit closer to the basket and he only had to do like one or maybe two dribbles, I think he would be more effective. But yeah, they do. They look happy. They look like they playing for each other. They look like a real team. I don't know why. I didn't get to see the actual first couple minutes of the game, so I didn't know that Reeves didn't start. Maybe Cal's just trying to, I don't know, man. You never know what Cal's doing, man. But I do feel like he definitely has a better control of what's going on with the team. I think he has a better understanding of how to use certain guys, how to get the most out of them now. I think he just really didn't understand what to do with him in the beginning of the season. And, initially, like, I thought Casey Wallace was more of a shooting guard myself. So I didn't really think necessarily that he should be playing point guard, but it just ended up working out that, when you have him and you can do any combination with him, and you could put him out there with Reeves and Frederick or Livingston or any one of those combinations. I feel like it just helps the team better. Oh, I didn't know that a game day was at Rupp, man. That might be I might have to ride down there and see what's up. I can't believe they didn't put it on campus, but I guess that'd be dope to have it at Rupp. Yeah, I'm cool with Reeves coming off the bench if that's how if that's how Cal wants to play it, as long as Reeves gets some quality minutes. And because he's probably playing his best basketball right now. A lot of guys are playing their best basketball right at the right time. Like I said, normally if Sheway's not out there, and I know he played 35 minutes, so it's not like he wasn't out there much. But I just feel like they can play now without Sheway. Like if he gets in foul trouble, or what's the highest seed do I think we can get? That's tough, because right now we're not even ranked in the top 25, so we gotta be sitting right at the edge of bubble. So I'm not really sure, because I gotta see how some of the conference tournaments unfold. But at least I know they can win multiple games now. Now it's still a long shot that we can win the SEC tournament. It's still gonna be tough, because right now I just think that the SEC is probably the best basketball conference right now. So it's gonna be tough to win the SEC tournament. Yeah, I was gonna say 9 seed. Like, I was gonna say we was probably gonna be like between 7 to 9. But you're probably right though. We probably gonna be we're gonna probably have a bad seed. But depending on who we get matched up with, I would like to see them at least be able to get at least to the Sweet 16, but potentially, if we could get a 3 to a 6 seed, I would be super happy with that. I don't know if we can, but if we did, that would be lovely. And I definitely feel like we could potentially be a scary. I think we're gonna be a scary out. I think that we're gonna be a scary out, because I feel like we're gonna be one of those teams that we're gonna be seated lower than we actually probably deserve to be, based off of the way we're gonna come into the tournament playing. We're gonna have some bad losses on our record from the beginning of the season, so we are probably gonna be lower than we should be. But I think that's just gonna make us a tough out for somebody. Yeah, 2014, and we was the 8th seed, went to the championship game. And that team surprised the hell out of me too, and they needed a lot of big shots to get there, but they made it. I think his team right now is just playing good. So yeah, we see. I like the way CJ's playing now, because like I said, CJ's just playing like a ball player. He looked so scared earlier in the season. Like, he looked like he didn't know how to dribble. He couldn't get his shot off. And now I don't even really understand what the difference is, because he's making some moves like off the dribble now, but it just seemed like Colin. I'll get to Collins in a second. But CJ is just making some moves now that it just looked like he couldn't even make in the beginning of the season. So I don't know what happened to him, but man, CJ might low key be the emotional leader that brought this team together. Like, we might have to, if they do anything and make any noise, we might have to give CJ his flowers, because I feel like when he started speaking out, maybe he just stepped up, and he does seem like a likable dude, so maybe he's the guy that just was able to bring the team together. But Now, to for me to speak on Collins, uh, I honestly feel like Collins should transfer. Um, I think Collins is one of those players that Collins has potential. He has athletic gifts. He could be a special player, but he just ain't getting the opportunity. And I don't think he's going to get it next year either, because you're going to have Onyenzo coming back. You're going to have Bradshaw coming. And then I don't know who all still has eligibility on this team. I know Sheway does. I don't think Sheway would come back. But who knows if he did, that would just be, it would already be three big men that I think are going to, and I don't know if Ware a senior? I don't know if Ware has eligibility or not. But if Ware comes back, then it's like, it's over for Collins. Nah, Kenny, I ain't gonna lie, man. I think Wheeler played his best game tonight, though. I think like the way Wheeler played tonight, he helped a whole lot more than he hurt. I feel like he picked his spots real well. He didn't force too much. He didn't take did he take any shots? I don't even know. Let me see. Let me see if he even took any shots. Let me see. Oh yeah, he took 5 shots actually. But he hit 2 of them though. He only took 1 3. But I like the way he played though. I definitely did. Let me see. Yeah, Kaysen still got the back injury. Um, so we definitely gotta figure out a backup system just in case, man. You never know. Kaysen could get injured. Kaysen could be in foul trouble. So we definitely got to keep Wheeler involved. We got to keep Wheeler locked in. Yeah. Sometimes he definitely drives the ball with nowhere to go. Like I said, he's kind of like Russell Westbrook. Uh, so sometimes he's gonna do some good things, but sometimes he's definitely gonna jack some shit up. Like it just kind of is what it is. But tonight he was he handled the ball pretty good. Let me see. Yeah. Frederick's passing was crazy good tonight, man. Like I said, he was making hella good plays. Uh, I like that he plays aggressive now. Like he shoots the ball when he's open, and when he catches the ball, he catches it and he moves with a purpose. Whether he's trying to get a shot up or like tonight, like he's playmaking. Like I love seeing Frederick play like that. If Frederick is one of those players that he could have a shot at the NBA. He got to get good on defense. But if he can really tighten up his defense with the way he's capable of shooting, Frederick could have an outside shot to make an NBA team, because they love a 3 and D guy. So he definitely got a shot. And now that he's showing he can play make a little bit, all he got to do is just be able to lock somebody down decently and not get torched, and he should be good. Yeah. Cal, Cal he's still always gonna run sort of kind of a 2 big man lineup. Um, so he definitely gonna use Toppin and Sheway a lot together. But like I said earlier, I like when Toppin gets the rebound, kind of even more than when Sheway gets the rebounds, and it's just because he can lead the fast break where Sheway can't. So when Sheway gets the rebound, he has to give it to a guard. But when Toppin get the board, man, he can take it up the court. He can make a move to score off the dribble, or he can find any combination of the perimeter players that's out there with him. And I think that just helps Kentucky a lot in transition. The quicker we can get the ball up the court, the quicker we can find some shooters. It just makes things a whole lot better. It gives us a whole lot better options. And then if we don't end up getting a shot, then we can we can run into a half court set, which our half court offense has been way better over the last couple of games. They actually moving the ball. They actually running some plays. Look like Cal gave them some sets now instead of just the basic dribble drive, dribble drive, dribble drive. Yeah, baseball insights. I definitely think that's probably our best lineup. And Livingston, I think Livingston is one of them ones where I think Livingston is just not really that good off the dribble. He's okay with catching and shooting, and sometimes he can make a good move and he can get to the basket. But I think he needs to work on his ball handling a little bit more so that when he make his moves, he can get all the way there, or he can make he can make some plays for other people. But until he does, yeah, I would like to see Wallace, Reeves, Frederick, Toppin, and Sheway as well. What up, Dice? Kenny, I don't really know how far they can go in the tournament, man. I would like to at least see them. I definitely want to see them get to the Sweet 16 at least. But it's just really going to depend on where they get seeded at, because they could get a funny seed and have a super tough game. But like I said, I think they're going to be a tough out because I think they're going to get seeded lower than they actually deserve based off of what caliber of team they could be. Yeah, Livingston. I think Livingston is going to eventually be an okay pro, actually. But yeah, like I think he's playing out of position right now. I think once he gets to the NBA, he'll work on his ball handling and stuff more. And he might end up becoming an okay pro. Like I don't think he's gonna be nothing special, but I think he'd be like a solid, maybe a solid starter, or I think he'll end up being like a quality backup. But right now, I just think right now he probably needs to be playing underneath the basket more so he could use his strength. He can use his athleticism, because I think a lot of the times when he makes the move from the top of the key, if he has to take more than two dribbles, I think he kind of struggles a little bit. And I think he runs too straight up. I think if he, like, when he made his move, if he got down lower and then he exploded up more, I think he would draw more fouls. Because there's a lot of times I feel like he when he makes his move to the basket, he's standing up too tall. And then when he tries to jump up out of there, he's already stretched out. And a lot of times he gets blocked, or he doesn't get the call, and it's like he just leaves the ball short. And I think if he turned the corner and he got lower and then he exploded up, I think the referees would almost have to call fouls on him, because he got big ass shoulders and he's decently athletic. So I think he kind of sells his own self short, because he just doesn't know how to use his body correctly when he's driving. Yeah, they definitely it's crazy, man, because this team like they just look like a different team. They look more and more like the team that I thought they would be, because like I said, all summer I was talking Final Four. And then and that was just based off of what they had coming back with adding Reeves and Reeves, Livingston, Wallace, you know what I'm saying? So Onyenzo, Thero. So I was all Final Four. Like I was sold completely because when I'm watching them in the summertime, they playing in the Bahamas, and then even some of the weak teams that they played in the exhibition. I was like, shit, they for real, they legit. And I don't know what happened to them, but now they starting to feel like or I'm starting to feel like I really see the potential that they could have. And yeah, I think we're gonna get Kansas, man. Kansas, the only thing that I feel kind of scares me a little bit about this Kansas game is Kansas has lost 3 in a row. So I feel like Kansas is gonna be super fired up because, you know, after losing 3 in a row, you gotta be hungry for a victory. And Kentucky is basically, Kentucky done won 4 in a row. So you got two teams doing the exact opposite. So I feel like if Kentucky doesn't match the energy, they could potentially lose it at home. Um, but if they come out and they come with the same like energy, the same aggressiveness, the same togetherness that they've had over the last couple of games, they can definitely beat Kansas. Hopefully, Kansas is having a mental block right now, and they still going through it. So we'll just have to see. But I can't wait. I'm gonna be locked in for sure. Yeah, I mean, I hate to put everything on severe, right? Because I always can appreciate somebody that just plays hard, that competes hard, right? It's hard for me to just be like, ah, it was all Severe's fault because I think you know them other guys didn't really look like they knew what to do. They looked like they was giving up a lot. They wasn't playing hard. So I hate to throw it all on Severe, but they just look a whole lot better as far as the ball movement goes. But like we're saying, we still gotta yeah, Dice. I think Kansas is gonna come out on point too. Um, I think we're gonna have to play a great game to beat them because like I said, like you said, they on a 4 game losing streak, and they got they on a 3 game losing streak, and they got 4 days of practice, so they gonna be locked in. Uh, the interesting thing is apparently they said they stayed at the hotel together last night, and they don't normally do that. They said they gave up the cell phones again. So I think for some reason, it's just something about, you know, the team wasn't really they wasn't really a team. They was playing basketball together, but they probably wasn't really a team. And now I feel like they're coming together, like they forming like a bond with each other, like a brotherhood. Um so I think that might be some of the difference in, like it seems like they playing for each other. Like they want to see each other doing well. They making the good passes to each other. Uh, but I actually didn't know that they don't hardly ever stay at the hotel together. But that just seems like a great idea. Yeah, I didn't watch them on IG live. But yeah, I'm starting to get the sense like that from just watching them. That they look like a family. Uh, and that's great. You know what I'm saying? You can't be a championship team and you got guys on the team that are not fighting for each other, that don't like each other. It's just not possible. You're gonna give up. You're gonna dial it in. So if they want to make any kind of run, leave any kind of legacy, they gotta be for each other. Um, they gotta feed off of each other. They gotta, yeah, yeah. They basically, whenever we, whenever we was getting ready to put the sign in Cal, the for sale sign in Cal's yard, It just seemed like that woke them up, and maybe they were like, "Shit, we about to get you fired, coach." So Dice, you said Lenardi got us as a 12 seed. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, man. We on the bubble. They not trying to put us back in the top 25. And I feel like if like I said, if we beat Kansas, we have to go back in the top 25. But if we lose, I still think they might be deserving of top 25, even if we lose, as long as we make it like a good contest. But they definitely don't want to see us in the tournament right now. So I'm not really surprised that they got us as a 12 seed. If we go in as a 12 seed, it's possible that, you know what I'm saying? It's possible that we can end up losing again in the first round. Like I said, we would be a scary out for somebody. They wouldn't really want to see us as a 12 seed. I think we would be one of the most dangerous 12 seeds that I've seen in a minute. So, but yeah, that's crazy to have us as the 12th seed. I just hope that we can make some noise in the SEC tournament to try to move up a little bit higher in the bracketing. Yeah, I can't wait to see this Kansas game. Like I said, Kansas is gonna be fired up, especially considering what we did to them last year. They they don't want to get blasted again like we did last year. Yeah, Kansas does got a squad though. I mean, they definitely gonna be dangerous. Like I ain't gonna count them out at all. We need this victory though so bad. Like we need another statement game. Because like I said, all we got right now is the Tennessee game, and that's probably why they got us as the 12th seed because we really don't have no resume for real. So we gotta build on it. Like we building a little streak right now, but we only got one quality win in that streak. So we definitely gotta little bro, what up? Hey Lance, I'm about to call you in a minute whenever I get off stream. Yeah, Kenny, man, it's getting fun again. It's getting fun to watch. Yeah, J24. The crowd's about to be wild, man. Yeah, that's South Carolina. The South Carolina loss is hurting us, man. Especially because it was at home. Um, it would have been bad either way, but at least if we would have lost it on the road, we probably wouldn't have got. I forgot if they got a point system or something like that. I know they did in football, I think, but I can't remember if the point system is the same way in basketball. But I'm pretty sure they probably got something similar to it. Uh, but you know what, Dice though, Reeves was looking like mid major for a second though. And it's crazy because when I first heard about him transferring, I went and watched some of his tapes, and I said, "Oh man, he get ready to be a killer." I said he get ready to be a walking 20 points, like easy 20 points. So when he first came and he was showing out against the weak competition, and I was like, all right, he about to be that dude. And then the good competition came and he just folded. But now, yeah, now he's definitely he's playing ball now. Yeah, he was soft, man. He was looking scared. He was looking like he didn't know what to do. One the reason why I definitely agree with you that he was looking soft because he was missing his jump shots. Like that happens sometimes, but he was going to the basket and missing so many layups, man. And all of them floaters that he be doing. He was missing all of that. So now, like, he looked like he's a ball player again. Like, he had the one little, when he cut to the basket tonight, popped up in the rim and dunked or whatever. And that's the type of plays that, you know what I'm saying? Like, if he's trying to get to the NBA, man, those are the plays that you got to make. Like, they know you can shoot. Yeah. He's starting to play better. I think everybody's just starting to get a little confidence, man. Man, look, that Kentucky pressure will eat you up. It just is what it is. The fans are just passionate. The fans love you. But the fans are going to tell you when you playing like shit. The fans expect you to play well. The fans expect you to win. They hold everybody to the same standard. And a lot of the newer age athletes just can't mentally handle that. And I think some of that just was, like I said, I had watched the little piece on the news about all the mental health issues that all of these athletes are claiming. And I think they said something like 38% of college athletes are reporting that they suffer from depression. And honestly, I think it's higher than that because I think it's just a lot of them that just ain't reporting it. But I think, Brandon Boston, he definitely was mentally tore up. And the crazy thing is, he's playing better now that he done been drafted, that he even went in the G League. Like, he's playing well now. But that Kentucky pressure is different, man. They just expect you to live up to it. You, Slim Reaper, that you gotta have thick skin at Kentucky. Just, it is what it is. And you gotta be prepared for that. You can't have the mentality where you let things bother you. You just gotta go out. Look, this is crazy, but one of the guys that handles criticism and mistakes, one of the athletes that I've seen do it better than anybody is, believe it or not, is Eli Manning. Eli Manning could have a game where he throw 2 or 3 interceptions and they lose, and Eli just shrug it off and just be ready. In the next game, he might have like 2 or 3 touchdowns and 400 yards. And, that's just kind of how you have to be built like that at Kentucky. Like, you have to be able to shrug off when you play bad and just be ready for the next game. Or even you have to do that on a case by case with each individual play. You might make a mistake and you just got to just get past it and you got to just be ready. And I think sometimes it eats some of these players up. I think it ate Ryan Harrow up because, he was expecting to be that next guard that was supposed to be the super guard. And he struggled a little bit. And I remember he used to talk to Marcus Teague on the phone a lot. And Teague handled it pretty good because Teague got criticized a lot. And Teague still played ball. He still ended up leading Kentucky to the championship. He didn't listen to the criticism. He didn't let it bother him. He played his game. He made big plays in big games. And that's just how you got to be at Kentucky, man. You have to be ready for whatever comes with it, especially if you go into the NBA. Archie Goodwin. It's a lot of them, man. Yeah. Brandon Boston, he's definitely doing better, man. He ain't got the pressure on him. But you gotta be ready for all of that at Kentucky. But when you play well, the Kentucky fans will love you for the rest of your life, though. That's the thing about it. If you make some noise at Kentucky, you can always come back here and you're gonna get the same love. It just is what it is. They're gonna always love you. So it's just like a give and a take, man. Yeah. Euless definitely has been major. And I remember like a couple of weeks ago that Calipari was talking about he needed more assistance or whatever because he was having trouble scouting the games and different things like that. So you can already see where Ulyss is paying off with the team. Now I don't know how many people they actually yeah. Yeah, J24, the NIT with Noel, like after Nerlens got hurt, man, it was over. It just they fell apart. They had Archie, Poitras. You're right. I said Poitras can go sell cars in Lexington and be straight. Nah, but he can though, man. Poitras played all 4 years. He gave it everything he had. Poitras just was missing just a little bit to play in the NBA. I think his ball handling just wasn't quite good enough, and he was kind of in that tweener size where he wasn't really a true power forward, which he probably would have been better if he was a power forward, and he wasn't really a true like small forward. So I think that's kind of what hurt Alex. Yeah, yeah. That COVID team, I think they was making some noise. I think they was definitely gonna make a nice run in the tournament. I think Jay, I think Poitras and Jones were close to the same player, but I think Terrence Jones's defense was and his defense in the paint was a lot stronger than Poitras's. Poitras would make a couple of blocks here and there, but I think defending the paint, Terrence was more consistent. Terrence Jones could handle the ball a little bit better too. Like he was kind of one of those first point forwards of the Calipari era, where he could get the ball and he could just lead the fast break. He might have been that first one that we had. And like I said, I like when I see Toppin doing that now. Oscar Tshiebwe is going to eat the glass, so it's going to be limited pickings for you to get the rebounds. But when Toppin gets the rebound and he just shoots up the court, and he got the guards and the shooters running on the side of him, I think that's when we the most dangerous on the break. Anyways, how long we been on here? We've been on here for almost an hour. Yeah, I probably ain't gonna hold y'all too much longer, man. But yeah, before we wrap it up though, man, it might not be a quality win. Kenny got Kentucky 84, Kansas 70. Hey, I would love that one. I would love that. Daryl Harris said Terrence Jones was the hardest player he had to play against. I believe that though. Terrence Jones was really like that in high school. He was first of all, Terrence Jones was fully developed pretty much. He had his man body already. He was decently tall. J24, I will I'll get you a game recap video tomorrow. I'll work on one tomorrow morning and drop it for you. But back to what Harris was saying about Jones. Yeah, I can see that, man. And it almost boggles my mind because like I'll see Terrence Jones and he'll go and like play overseas or he'll play in the G League and he'll drop 50 or something like that. Bibbs, thank you. I really appreciate everybody that tunes in and give me their time of day. Like it really means a lot to me, you know what I'm saying? And I'm just trying to grow and get better, you know what I'm saying? So I appreciate y'all sticking with me, especially in the beginning of this, because I know that, we not where we want to be, but we moving up and we building a community, we building a family together. So I really appreciate that. But back to Terrence Jones though. Yeah, that dunk on UConn was crazy. But yeah, like I be confused because he just can't quite and maybe he's too old now, but even when he was younger, like he just couldn't find a spot in the NBA. It was so weird. He ended up getting drafted to Houston initially, and they just had too many people at his position. They drafted that one guy that Kenny, love you, my dog, and we gotta go play golf soon for sure. But they had that one forward on the team that ended up being afraid to fly, and he just like quit the NBA. But then I think they might have still had Chuck Hayes on the Rockets. They just had too many people, and they drafted Jones, and he never really got an opportunity. He did have a few games where he looked promising, but for some reason he just ain't been able to secure a job. But when he plays in lesser competition, it's just too easy for him. So he's just like stuck in the middle where he's not really quite good enough. Oh yeah, that Daryl, that's who it was, Royce. I can't remember what he played, like Arizona State or something like that. Can't remember exactly, but it was just so weird. Like he was just like, man, I'm done with NBA. I'm not flying on these planes. And it's crazy because like planes is like one of the most safest ways you can travel. Now, don't get it twisted. If something goes bad in a plane flight, you probably out of here. It's probably no coming back. But the chances of that happening are way slimmer than something happening to you on the road, like in a car or on a bus. It's way more dangerous. So I don't really understand why people get so afraid of, like, I'm afraid of heights, like, honestly. And I'll get on a plane all day long. And that initial takeoff is I might be like on the seat like this, but then once we get up in the air and level out, I'll throw some headphones on and listen to a podcast or something, or I'll go to sleep or whatever, and I'll be just fine. So I always think it's kind of crazy that people don't like flying. It just you'll be a little uncomfortable for the first few minutes, but when you land, you'll appreciate it so much more, because then you'll just have so much time for the rest of your day. So I always thought that was weird, but he just he gave it up, man. But anyways, I'm gonna leave y'all with my score for this Kansas game. I am going to go Kentucky. I think they're going to run a lot, and I think it's going to be a fast-paced game. I'm going to go Kentucky 82, Kansas 77. And hopefully that'll catapult us in the polls and get us back in the top 25, and then Lenardi can give us some more respect in the bracketology. I appreciate it, Dice, man. At some point, I'm open. I'm willing for a lot of you guys to start coming on the show, man, because I like talking to people. I love doing the stream and getting to interact with you guys and y'all's comments. But if y'all want to come on the actual show and do a segment with me, just let me know. Like, I'm open to whatever. I love having guests. I like to let people, get their feelings out and say what they got to say. I don't mind to shut up sometimes, so just let me know if y'all want to do that. But anyways, guys, we wrap it up right there. I'll see y'all next time. Sports and Discourse with Derek Stevenson, and we out of here.